Leaked documents and confidential sources have exposed a devastating reality in the Klondike's gold mining industry. Parker Schnabel, once hailed as mining's unstoppable prodigy, now faces an unprecedented crisis that is sending shockwaves through the community. Internal records obtained through multiple industry veterans paint a disturbing picture. Millions in equipment sitting idle, gold production plummeting by 60%, and crew members abandoning ship. Our year-long investigation, compiled from exclusive interviews, drone footage, and classified operational data, reveals how the teenager who revolutionized modern mining managed to destroy his own empire. The evidence suggests this isn't just about falling gold totals, it's about ambition, overconfidence, and the true cost of pushing both ground and equipment beyond their limits. Parker Schnabel's story wasn't just another tale of striking it rich in the frozen north. At 17, while his peers worried about college applications, Parker was already moving pay dirt by the ton in Alaska's harshest terrain. From hauling mere ounces to breaking records with thousands, Parker's early success seemed unstoppable. But recent seasons paint a different picture. Golden dreams turning to dust, with diminishing returns raising serious questions about this young empire's foundation. Growing up at Big Nugget Mine, Parker absorbed mining wisdom through blood and sweat. His grandfather, John Schnabel, wasn't just teaching equipment operation, he was crafting a legacy through every yard of pay dirt they moved. Industry veterans watched as this teenager absorbed decades of knowledge, transforming their skepticism into grudging respect as he laid the groundwork for what would become mining's most remarkable success story. When John handed over Big Nugget's reins, Parker transformed this inheritance into an empire, running operations with military precision. His crew pulled numbers that left veterans speechless. Each cleanup wrote new chapters in Alaskan mining history, proving this kid wasn't just working the ground, he was revolutionizing the industry. Confidential operational logs from this pivotal period reveal a critical shift in Parker's trajectory. Industry veterans, speaking on condition of anonymity, describe watching the young prodigy's operation transform from a single wash plant into something unprecedented. Internal documents suggest this transformation period, while appearing golden on the surface, concealed strategic decisions that would later prove catastrophic. According to multiple sources familiar with the situation, what happened next would reshape the entire Klondike mining landscape. Parker's empire was expanding faster than permafrost in summer thaw. With every season came bigger equipment, more efficient systems, and gold totals that made industry veterans question everything they knew about mining. His method was methodical, almost military in its precision, with each piece of ground tested, mapped, and attacked with a strategy that maximized every minute of the short mining season. Water management systems that other miners could only dream of kept the wash plants running at peak efficiency. Each new claim Parker acquired turned into another golden chapter in his success story. The young boss had developed an almost supernatural sense for reading ground, knowing exactly where to put his drill holes for maximum return. His crew moved like a synchronized dance of heavy machinery, each operator knowing their role in the grand production of pulling gold from the frozen north. The mining industry in the Klondike region saw a significant expansion, with operations growing beyond expectations. The stakes had never been higher, and the margin for error had never been thinner. The operation had grown almost too big to control, with multiple wash plants running simultaneously across different claims. Water management became a constant battle, with each new cut bringing fresh challenges. Equipment costs soared higher than gold prices, and the strain began to show in every aspect of the operation. The mining community watched with a mix of awe and concern, as Parker's dream of building the biggest mining operation in the Klondike was becoming a reality. The ground was still paying out, but each ounce came at a higher cost, both in terms of fuel burned and equipment stressed to its limits. Parker's signature determination remained unshaken, but the question on everyone's mind was whether this pace could possibly be maintained. The season that changed everything arrived. Multiple wash plants ran around the clock, processing pay dirt from claims spread across the Klondike. As the gold totals started rolling in, something was different. Rich ground that should have been paying out was yielding less than expected. Equipment costs were eating into profits like never before. The empire Parker had built with such precision was starting to show cracks in its foundation. The next season would change everything. The signs were there, buried like fool's gold in promises that seemed too good to be true. The first major hit came when a supposedly rich claim turned out to be nothing but depleted ground, a $1 million mistake that would have crushed lesser operations. Test holes had shown promise, but as the crew dug deeper, the gold values disappeared like smoke in the Klondike wind. Water management, once Parker's specialty, became his operation's worst nightmare. The sophisticated systems that had set industry standards were now failing against unprecedented challenges. Springs nobody knew existed turned cuts into lakes overnight, drowning equipment and washing away precious time and money. The crew worked around the clock, fighting a losing battle against nature's fury. Then came the equipment breakdowns, hitting like dominoes in a perfectly orchestrated disaster. Machines that had been pushed to their limits finally started giving up, one after another. The harmony of heavy machinery working in perfect sync was replaced by the discord of frustrated voices over crackling radios. The gold market's volatility struck another blow to Parker's operation. Fuel costs soared higher than excavator buckets, while gold prices swung wildly, making every operational decision a high-stakes gamble. The comfortable margins that had allowed for aggressive mining strategies were disappearing faster than summer in the Yukon. Parker found himself doing math he'd never had to consider before, calculating the cost of every yard of dirt moved, every hour of machine time, every drop of fuel burned. The days of focusing purely on production were over. Environmental regulations in the Canadian mining industry tightened, requiring more paperwork, oversight, and restrictions on operations. Cuts that would have been approved without question in previous seasons now faced lengthy reviews and costly modifications. Water management plans needed complete overhauls to meet stricter standards. The ground might hold gold, but getting to it was becoming a different kind of challenge. The final straw came when a promising cut proved to be a costly bust. For the first time since his early days at Big Nugget, doubt crept into Parker's voice during cleanup. The industry took notice. With his empire showing cracks and gold totals falling faster than Yukon Mercury, Parker's next challenge would not just test his mining skills, it would threaten everything he'd built. The decline hit Parker's operation like an avalanche, sudden, devastating, and impossible to stop once it started moving. Production numbers that once broke records were now breaking spirits, with gold totals dropping faster than thermometers in a Yukon winter. Wash plants that once thundered with constant activity now sat silent, victims of both mechanical failure and increasingly barren ground. Confidential documents and crew testimonies exposed the true extent of the operation's struggles. Equipment that should have been replaced seasons ago was being held together with emergency repairs and desperate workarounds. Parker A.'s legendary determination had turned into something else, a stubborn refusal to acknowledge that his aggressive mining style might be part of the problem. Despite all challenges, Parker Schnabel remains one of the most determined gold miners in the industry. His relentless pursuit of success, even in the face of adversity, has made him a modern-day gold rush legend. The question remains, how much does Parker really make? His net worth is estimated at $8 million, though the true extent of his gold production remains a closely guarded secret. His love for mining and respect for the land keep him pushing forward. Even as he faces setbacks, Parker continues to innovate and adapt. His journey stands as a testament to hard work, ambition, and the unrelenting pursuit of gold in the harshest conditions on Earth.